welcome back to the Florida Holidays podcast. My name is Zara. I am your social media and marketing exec, and I'm here with my lovely friend Abby.
Hi.
Do you want to tell anybody who has not seen the podcast before what we're all about?
Yeah, sure. So for anyone that hasn't seen our podcast so far, where have you been, first of all? But yeah, so our podcast, the Ocean Florida podcast, we talk about all things Florida, tips, tricks, advice, all of our expertise in one place. So today we are talking about money saving tips before you actually, whilst you're booking your holiday.
Yeah, full disclosure, we tried to squeeze this all into one episode and we just had too much.
Yeah.
So we're going to split it into two. So today is your first half. We're going to talk about saving money while you're in the booking process, while you're researching, planning your holiday. And we just want to preface this by saying there's a lot of tips. Our experts know them all.
Yeah.
Use them, utilize them.
Yeah.
They know, we don't expect you to know and remember all these hacks. So
Yeah, don't
use
make
the expert.
notes.
No, you just listen, sit back and listen, and let the experts do the hard work.
Yeah, they know them all off the top of their head based on what you're looking for, where you're staying. They've got the right tips and tricks for you. So yeah, don't make notes. Just give our guys a call and they'll be able to talk you through them all.
Yeah. So I feel like our first honourable mention of our expert has got to go to George Hastings himself, our absolute flights guru. So he has given us some incredible tips on saving money on your flights, which is a real chunky part of your holiday.
Yeah, it is. It's huge.
Yeah.
And there's lots to think about, isn't there? Especially if you're travelling with little ones and things like that, you want it to be easy. So it's just where you can make the savings, where the savings are worthwhile, and probably where it's not worth cutting corners.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where we're going to begin.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think a big thing, it sort of is when, isn't it? When to travel.
Yeah.
And I think the first thing is everybody would probably think, right, let's go Saturday to Saturday.
Yeah.
But actually flying midweek, so maybe on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, that can save you quite a chunky amount.
Yeah.
It's a substantial saving, isn't it?
Yeah, it could save you a massive amount of money. You might have to consider taking an extra day of your annual leave because often those flights are overnight on the way back, which is why it's often tempting to do a weekend flight. But you can be saving a huge amount of money if you travel maybe a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And if you're booking further out as well, I feel like last minute deals are a bit of a thing of the past. It was huge at one time. You might have got a real cheapy last minute. But George has actually told us that booking sort of 250 to 330 days.
That's the sweet spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because we talk about we generally it's scheduled flying, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that works a little bit different than charter. So when you think, let's book last minute, we're going to get a great deal. When you're thinking about Florida, when you're thinking about the US, the sweet spot is at 250 to 330.
Yeah.
And it's great. That's so much easier as well when it comes to budgeting.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
You can definitely spread the cost.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a real top tip is to definitely get in there early.
Yeah, I like to know what I'm doing, so
Yeah.
I need a bit of a plan.
Yeah.
So planning early works for me.
Yeah.
For sure. We also know, obviously, a lot of our clients are families. So we're going to talk school holidays.
Travel.
Yeah. I'm going to be in that boat and I'm not happy about it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But there are ways and means around it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We, as the experts, we know that sort of last week or so, week, 10 days of the school summer holidays. So last 10 days of August-ish.
Yeah.
The flights and the hotels, the cost drops down significantly.
It does, yeah.
So that's a real, if you're limited to school holidays, if your teachers, if your kids are in school, that's a real sweet spot to look at. My top tip would be don't rush to head off in July as soon as the schools break up.
Yeah, I think a big thing as well, and I think what we're talking about now is probably only going to more benefit our listeners that are in England.
Yeah.
But you need to consider as well the US holidays, and when the American children are off, they sort of go back to school a good 3 to 4 weeks before the kids back here do. So I think that makes your accommodation definitely cheaper. If you go that last couple of weeks towards the back end of our summer holidays, the US children have gone back to school, so that makes you a really good saving on your accommodation, and it gives you a much better experience in the park as well, because the parks are a little bit quieter.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does. And I think the other thing as well to consider is we've obviously got that school holidays question. A lot of people need to travel in school holidays, but sometimes things that people do forget is the US holidays as well.
They have a lot more holidays than we do.
They do.
Very jealous.
Yeah,
but yeah, they do.
Memorial Day, Columbus Day,
Labor
all of
Day
those
weekend,
things are going to affect. They won't affect your flight prices from the UK, but they will affect your accommodation prices, and it will affect the experience that you have once you're in the parks.
The parks are busy on holidays. It's a nice atmosphere.
It is,
There's a lot of celebrating going on, but it's just something to bear in mind, like your hotel price probably is going to be hiked up a little bit.
It's not just the parks either. It's actually getting from A to B.
Yeah, it gets busy. The
traffic on the roads, being able to get a last minute reservation, things like that.
Yeah.
It does affect your overall experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whilst you're away. So I think definitely we know school holidays are unavoidable, but there is definitely a better time to do it if you've got to travel in the school holidays.
Yeah, I agree. And I flew, the last time I was in Orlando, we flew into Tampa.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that the next time when I go. I think a lot of people were very excited when Tampa became an option. It was a much, much cheaper option than flying into Orlando International. It's a little bit further out, but the flight prices are cheaper. Clearing the airport was a bit of a nicer experience, maybe not quite so chaotic. And there's Melbourne as well. Yeah. So there are a couple of different airport options. If you want to be close, you want to get where you're going fast, Orlando International is absolutely perfect. You're like right in the heart of it. If you've got a little bit more flexibility, check out Tampa and Melbourne. You can even add like a night or two on in Tampa at the beginning or the end of your trip, so it's a bit more chill. Yeah. You might not even be going up to Orlando, you might be heading down the coast.
And it's really not that, it's not an inconvenience either.
No,
you are making that saving in your wallet, but the airports themselves, and both Tampa and Melbourne, they are a little bit further out, but the airports themselves are so quieter and they're so much easier to get through sometimes than Orlando. I mean, Melbourne is such a tiny airport. It's, you're out there in 5 minutes, really. So the fact that it's a little bit further out from Orlando,
you'll spend more time like clearing customs and things in Orlando than by the time you get out of Melbourne. And
absolutely. And I think that takes us. I know that we probably disagree a little bit on this, Zara. So a little bit of a debate to be had on that one. But flying, it's where you need to take a little bit of an inconvenience to make the savings. So for us, we don't tend to agree on indirect versus direct flights, do we?
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of indirect flying.
Yeah, and where I'm going to be flying with a presently 3-year-old, she'll be 4 when we go, I am not down for that. I want to get where I'm going with as little faff as possible. So for me, like right now, it's a direct flight, and I will take, potentially a little bit more costly flight to get where I'm going. Yeah. Without having an overtired toddler with me. Yeah.
And
I can understand where you're coming from as well.
It is very, very different for me. So I'm, we're all adults now in our group, so we really love that fact that it feels a little bit short of a shorter flight. You're breaking up your journey. Yeah. You're clearing customs in your first US airport. So when we go in a few weeks, we will be going via New York. So we will clear customs in New York. And then you sort of meet that connecting flight, and then that will take us down into Orlando. Yeah. And then we will get off the aircraft within 5 minutes, claim our bags, and we're on our way. Yeah. And for me, I think that saved us probably about £300 per seat.
That's amazing, isn't it? It's not really, to be sniffed at. That's huge.
I mean, you're not always going to save that much, but that was sort of the saving that we made this time. But for me, now what I can do with that is, this is probably a bit of girl math, but for me, we can spend that on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween tickets. So I'm almost getting them for free.
I get that.
The girl math, yeah. So I think it definitely depends on your travel party, doesn't it? But I think, as we said at the beginning, our guys can guide you through that, give you the to's and fro's, the benefits for both.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think with flying indirect as well, if you want to be really cheeky about it, you can, if you choose a 24, 48 hour layover, if we had the time in our trip to do that, then we would be able to have a cheeky little, 48 hours in New York, for example.
A little 2 holidays in one. That I would do
2 holidays.
With a
Yeah, 2 holidays in one. So instead of, I'm doing that anyway, and it doesn't cost me any more money to do that connection down to Orlando 2 days later, it just costs me my accommodation prices. So I'm definitely feel like I'm getting 2 holidays for the price of one.
Definitely, yeah. If you were already planning on doing an Orlando holiday this year and a New York holiday this year, if you do them separately, you'll have 2 international flights for your Orlando holiday and 2 international flights for your New York holiday. If you combine them, you've got 2 international flights total and one internal. So if you're already going to do 2 US places this year, you're doing a little multi-centre, definitely works out better.
Yeah, I agree.
Better value for sure. And I would do that with a child as well. You were saying about taking a couple of days, maybe when you land in New York. That is a more feasible option. Every parent is different. For me, that's a more feasible option. Yeah. And you can also clear customs in Dublin as well. If you
yes, you can.
Dublin.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times
Have
actually.
You?
Yeah, that is really, really good.
Yeah.
It makes such a difference when you get the other end.
Yeah.
But sometimes if there's Orlando is such a busy airport.
It is. Yeah.
So if you sort of come in, the Aer Lingus flight, the Virgin flight, the BA flight all gets in at the same time.
Yeah.
You can get into that customs hall, and you can sometimes have a little bit of a long wait.
Yeah. And you're feeling smug.
Yeah, I'm just straight through on my way. I mean, I did probably stuck the other end a little bit waiting for my bags, but
Yeah. Every little bit of time saved and money saved as well.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned there sort of the clearing customs in Dublin, that with Aer Lingus, that is, and that's really good for regional flying as well.
Absolutely,
I think we need to think about people like us that are more in the north. It's a big expense now to get down to London.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes if the flights are early morning, you've got to get down to London, you've got to park the car, maybe an overnight hotel. Yeah. So regional flying, I think, is really important for people that are outside of London. So that Aer Lingus flight from Manchester, you can fly direct into Orlando. Yeah. Of course you can with Aer Lingus, but, just talking about the indirect thing and the clearing customs.
Yeah. That's a big deal. I think
it's a big
deal.
A
lot of people still don't know about it. I feel like we've been in the industry a long time, and we whenever I think of that Manchester route via Dublin, I think everybody would know, but people don't, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. Yeah. It definitely is a great idea. Yeah. To consider that.
So I think once we've sort of hopefully helped you a little bit to actually get in to Orlando, I think one of our big things and something that we are super proud of at Ocean Florida is our Ocean Explorer. And I think we're probably guilty of, talking about the Ocean Explorer, and we sometimes expect everybody to know what it is and exactly the value that it represents. Yeah. So, of course, with all of your Orlando holidays, when you book with us and it's exclusive with us, you don't get this anywhere else. You get our free Ocean Explorer, don't you? Which is worth between $440 and up to $549 per family of 4. So
saving.
No, and it's a genuine saving, isn't it? It's you can definitely fill a few days of your trip with it. Yeah. Rainy days. If you don't want to do a big park that day, you perhaps just maybe you're doing something of an evening in one of the parks. You're going to have a late night enjoying the fireworks in Magic Kingdom or something like that.
Day the next
you want
day.
a chilled morning, perhaps. That is what That is what our Ocean
Yeah.
Explorer does for you. So do you want to tell us, Zara, a little bit more about what is actually included in the Ocean Explorer package?
So our classic Ocean Explorer, as you said, about $440.
$40, yeah.
Which is huge. And like you said before, this is like genuine added value that you are getting.
Yeah.
You get shopping vouchers for the Mall at Millennia and little free gifts when you get there. And everybody loves a little shopping day. Get some aircon in, get some souvenirs.
You get your valet parking as well, don't you, at the Mall at Millennia as well. So
feel a bit bougie.
Yeah, you can sort of get a free lunch with it almost, and you get your valet parking, and it's such a luxury upmarket mall, isn't it? It's not like it's not, the outlets are great, but you definitely feel you definitely feel like you're somebody when you sort of pull up to the valet,
and you don't have to pay.
And it's exactly for sure.
One of the other inclusions is the iRide trolley.
Yes.
7-day iRide trolley passes for your whole party, which I've experienced. It's great. Whiz up and down, iDrive, they're accessible as well.
Yeah.
So, if you've got anybody in your party who's maybe got mobility problems, is in a wheelchair, they can still enjoy the iRide trolley, up and down iDrive.
And the beauty of the iRide trolley, I mean, it literally goes, don't quote me on this exactly, but it goes literally all the way from sort of, towards SeaWorld, that sort of area, all the way up to Universal. So it gets you up and down, but what it does, it allows you, which we will come on to in part 2 of the podcast, but when it comes to you looking at your hotels and things like that, it gives you that flexibility to look at other hotels that perhaps haven't got those shuttles to some of those parks included.
Maybe you don't need car hire because we're giving you this 7-day iRide trolley pass.
Yeah.
That it can make all the difference.
And they're so regular, they're so convenient.
Super duper easy.
It's a really, really easy way to get around.
And
the family will get on and off of there as many times as they want to for 7 days.
Yeah.
So
no, it's great. Some of the other inclusions are the Out of Control Magic Comedy Dinner Show. I feel like it's a bit of a mouthful. I feel like I always get that a bit jumbled up, which have you done that?
Yes, I've done it. Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It really
it's really small, actually. It's quite an intimate.
It is. Yeah,
it is a comedy magic dinner show. I don't know.
It is. Yeah, it is.
You get like pizzas, salads, soft drinks.
So you get unlimited pizza, unlimited salad, unlimited wine, soft drinks and beer as well. So you get that unlimited, and it is quite a small little intimate venue, and it's for the couple of times that I've done it, it's a vibe basically. So you get on, it's quite intimate. So you sort of get to know the people that are around you and things like that. It's just a really, really good, fun atmosphere. And if nothing else, it's a free evening meal with some really good, fun entertainment to enjoy while you do it.
Yeah, it is so family friendly. We did it on the night that we landed. So we flew into Tampa, drove up to Orlando, which is a super easy drive, by the way.
Yeah.
And went straight to Wonderworks for the comedy magic dinner show.
Out of Control.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of words. They need a catchier name, but it's a good show.
It is. It's really, really good. And again, it's located on Icon Park, so works perfectly with the iRide trolley, doesn't it? You've got no problem to get there and get back after you've sort of enjoyed the unlimited wine and beer.
If you can make it that far. And there's the Orlando Eye by Merlin Entertainments at Icon Park, which is it's a bit of an icon in itself on the Orlando skyline, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So I've done that at night time. I want to say, is it 400 feet? I might have pulled that out of nowhere.
No, I'm not even going to claim to be able to tell you that.
Maybe it's not 400. It's big.
I think,
but they have there's a bit of a game that you can play as you go around there as well, like taking pictures with these cameras that they have. But it is a gorgeous, gorgeous view. Yeah. And on a very clear day, I think you can see out to the coast. I want to say that.
Yes, you can. Yeah, for sure you can. And what we did, we went when the fireworks were on. Oh. So we sort of went at around night. I think it was about 9:00ish, and it's sort of to the one way you'd got the fireworks at Epcot, and then you look the other way and you'd got the fireworks at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, I love
so
that.
It's really nice to do it at sunset. It's really nice to do it in the morning but it's great if you can do it while the fireworks are on as well. You get a really, really good, a really stunning view.
That's so nice.
Yeah,
really,
and it's
really
lovely
nice.
and aircon. It's
a nice
just
little break.
a moment of zen. Yeah.
And amongst a really busy holiday, it is a little bit of time just
it
to
is.
chill and
It is.
enjoy. So
And Icon Park's got so many restaurants as well,
I
hasn't
loved
it?
Icon
And
Park. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been before, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Lots to do, lots to see.
Lots for all ages.
I love the lawn where you can just like sit and chill out, and I love people watching.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Perfect. So I feel like that almost wraps us up for part one. We have got an awful lot of stuff that we want to share with everybody.
Yeah, it wasn't until we were sort of doing our research for this show, and we were sort of trying to get it all in. But it's just there is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
So part 2 is coming very soon, isn't it?
Yes.
And in part 2, we're going to talk about how to choose your accommodation. We're going to talk about how staying in a Florida villa can, save you money. How you can save money on meals. We've got some really great tips if you want to hire a car, and of course, theme park tips as well. How you can save money once you're in the parks.
Yeah.
So there's a whole new podcast coming very soon on that for you guys. So. Yeah, I think we can call it a wrap there.
Yeah,
Zara?
absolutely. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're on Spotify, we're on Instagram, YouTube, all over your socials. And we will be back with another episode very soon.
Yep. See you next
Bye.
time. Bye.